Hello and welcome again to our channel. In today's video we are going to understand more about web browsers and how they display different websites on our computer. We are going to answer two simple questions. Do web browsers display only HTML pages? And if so, what about the WordPress files or the WordPress sites which is programmed in PHP? So, let me start. To answer the first question, yes, our web browser displays only HTML pages. And it displays also, or it utilizes also with the HTML pages, the style.css or the styling sheets, and the JavaScript, which gives some animation to our static web pages through files called script.js. Both the CSS, the style.css, and the JavaScript need to be called from within the HTML file as main.html or index.html, whatever you call the main file for your page. But what about WordPress? WordPress is built using a programming language called PHP together with a database. PHP is a server-side scripting language that is specially suited for web development and fetches data stored in the database. After that, it goes to a server. It's either locally on your machine as XAMPP local server, or remote servers if you are running an online web page which is running WordPress or PHP. The server returns to the browser the result of running the program and fetching the data from DB, and this is converted into HTML, so our browser again displays HTML. That's where we can download the XAMPP Apache server, which is a local server that will operate on our machine. Installation steps are very easy ones, and when you run this local server, you can go to your control panel, which will come to you like this one, and then you need to start only the first one, which is the Apache server. This will help you to operate PHP files on your computer. If you need to operate WordPress installations on your computer, need to enable both the Apache and the MySQL, because MySQL is the database management software that will enable WordPress to run. It cannot run without MySQL. So, but if you're running PHP, you need only the Apache file or the Apache server. So now let's rewrite our first PHP file. So this way I will write here my first PHP file, and I will try to handle it as an HTML. So I will be writing tags also, h1, my first line, and I'll be closing the h1 tag. Okay, and let me save it as a PHP file. So file, save as. So we'll be choosing all files, and then I will be choosing first .php and then save. Okay. Now if I go to my browser to run this file, I will go to the example. Okay, and then I will select the first PHP. We can see here that it is displaying the data inside it as text, and it's not utilizing the HTML tags because this file is .php and not .html. This means that our browser cannot understand it directly as tagging or as HTML elements or as tags, even if h1 is written inside this file. So how I can display it in the proper way? I need to send this file to the Apache server, and then the Apache server need to run the PHP server which is hosted on it, and then the PHP server will return to my browser the HTML conversion of the data in the PHP file. Okay, so let me see this in action. First, I need to go again to my file and I need to save it. So you see now it's on your local disk C, which is having the operating system under XAMPP when it is installed under htdocs, and here I'm going to save it as first.php also. So save. Okay. Now when I go to my machine and I run this file, I run it as a local host /first.php. Now I can see that it is interpreting the HTML tags as HTML tags, not as text. But what is the benefit? I gain nothing. I will be writing HTML files. No, because now when I'm running PHP is a complete programming language, which is I can use all the functions that I use with a normal programming language. I can use it in PHP. So if we return again to our text editor, and we start writing something like an if conditional. So okay, and I go save the file and let me try running it again. Okay, we can see that all what I've written was recognized as text. So how to avoid recognizing it as text? I'll go again to my file and I will write here PHP. Okay, and at the end I will put like this, and then I save it. Now the PHP file and the PHP server understands that this is a PHP file. So we run again. Okay, I'll see now that the logic is applied and my second line appears. So if we go back to our text editor and we change the variable value to 3, for example, and we save it again, and then we return to our file, now it will go to the else, not your second line. From this we can understand that PHP operates the logics. It can operate the while loops and whatever you can, and make functions and whatever you can do with a normal programming language, and at the end the result of the logic and the result of fetching the data from the data servers and so on, it will convert it into an HTML file that can be displayed on our screen. We'll remaining only one point in this video. Now if we need to style this output, we will not use echo. We will do it in a different way. We will come here and we will close the PHP order, and then instead of the echo I will be writing an HTML tag, for example h3. Okay, and I will move what is needed in the programming language, and I'll be closing the PHP file. I'll be closing the tag as a normal HTML. So this means that now I'm writing a mixed file between PHP and HTML. So we write here PHP, and at the end we close the PHP command. Okay, and instead of this one also I'll be putting some tag like h2, and at the end I'll be closing the h2 tag like this. It's normal one. So and remaining this one I have the closing already, so I'll make the opening for the PHP. Now we can see it is operating the logic and as to comparing it, displaying my second line. If I want to change it, I'll put here 3, save it, and then I go here and refresh. Not your second line. So the logic is working and the output is styled based on the HTML. That's how we can write a code which is mixed between HTML and PHP. And really, that's a big part of how WordPress is written, plus the database queries. Thank you very much for following so far.